from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Report.
Good morning, I'm forecaster John Bordash with you here in the Weather Center to give you the morning update here on Tropical Storm Elsa and what we're going to be looking at as this storm looks to impact our region overnight tonight. I want to start you off with the storm timeline. I think this gives you a very good idea of what to expect and gives you a very quick rundown and answers many of your questions of when this is going to start, when is the worst of it going to hit, and what impacts can we see. We'll break this on a little bit more here for you. We have tropical storm warnings in effect for Calvert, St. Mary's, and Westmoreland County, as well as the Eastern Shore. Those counties, those regions are going to be the areas that probably see the heaviest rain and that see the gustiest wind. And what that tropical storm warning means is that tropical storm force conditions are likely within 24 hours. The potential is there for winds up to about 39 to 40 miles an hour. I don't think we'll have we won't have crazy wind damage. I think it's going to be rather limited, but it will be there. I think the bigger story will probably be flooding from rain, not coastal flooding, but flash flooding potentially being an issue. This is a look at that rainfall forecast. I think we're talking about a general 2 to 4 inches in southern Calvert, southern St. Mary's. Will everyone see 2 to 4 inches in that region? Probably not. Some of you might just barely miss that, or some might say a little bit more. But this is just to give you an idea that the heaviest rain will be to the south and to the east, and will very quickly taper off as we head on over towards the I-95 corridor. For that reason, we have a flash flood watch in effect for our entire coverage zone: Anne Arundel, PG, Charles, St. Mary's, Calvert, King George, and Westmoreland counties all have a flash flood watch from 5 p.m. this afternoon up until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's going to time things out here on the Futurecast for you. Starting right at 5 o'clock this evening, we see the rain beginning to move into the region. And as we continue to play this on forward here, as we head towards 6 and 7 o'clock, after about sunset, that's when the core of Elsa, I think, will begin to move into our region. Pushing this forward to after sunset and really after about 9, 10 o'clock, that's when some of the heaviest rains begin to move in, and that's when some of the gustiest winds will also begin to impact our region. I think the wind gusts will be the biggest issue probably for the coastal locations, not so much if you're about 5 or 10 miles inland. But heavy rain moves in, really peaking around midnight or so, and then we do begin to clear out as we head towards 2, 3, and 4 o'clock. And by sunrise tomorrow, I think we're talking about a generally clear sky for you as we move forward. In terms of winds, I think that the highest wind gusts, again, southern Calvert, southern St. Mary's counties, talking 35 to 45 mile an hour gusts being possible down there, especially for coastal locations. But just like what we saw with the rainfall forecast, winds should gradually taper off as we head towards the I-95 corridor. Higher gusts down towards the lower eastern shore, down towards Salisbury, Ocean City, Chickatique, down there towards the lower Delmarva. We will have a tornado threat as well. The elevated tornado threat, the highest tornado threat to our south and east across the lower Delmarva, southeastern Virginia. We do have a tornado threat in our region. 1 or 2 weak spin-up tornadoes could be possible in that area shaded in green in southern Calvert and southern St. Mary's counties. But that threat is not overly high, but it is a non-zero threat and something we will need to watch this afternoon and evening. And I just want to wrap up here with the coastal flooding situation. I don't think we're going to be talking about much coastal inundation. This is a look at the hydrograph at Solomon's Island, showing the forecast there on that dotted purple line. We might max the tides out maybe around 2.5 feet or so, and that is well below flood stage. So I don't think we're talking about coastal flooding or a storm surge threat. But again, here's a look at that storm timeline, and this really gives you an idea of what to expect. I will be with you all afternoon, all evening, and overnight tonight to keep you and your family ahead of the storm. I do think we will see some moderate impacts across our region, and it's going to be important that you stay tuned here to JB Weather. In the meantime, I'm forecaster John Bordash. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep it tuned right here to JB Weather for the latest information.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.